Hi there, welcome to Live Stream Yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today's short video is on how to keep your knees and your back safe if you're a runner. I will also include a link for my blog article that's related to this in the YouTube description below. If you're a regular runner, you've probably heard that it's a good idea to keep your glutes engaged in the lifting action of the leg. Now, while this is a good idea, most runners are already functionally stronger in the glutes. So what I believe you should rather be focusing on is trying to keep the whole chain of the leg engaged as you're moving. Think of engaging and pulling up through the calves, even the shins, then softly draw up from the knees along the quads, and most importantly, keep those hamstrings engaged. Think of pulling up from the knee joint along the back chain of the leg towards your hip line. Also, keep the knees soft, don't lock them out, and always try to have your joints aligned as you're running. So think of placing that ankle below your knee when you're running, not striking with the leg too far out in front of you. If you are a regular runner, maybe try this quick little sequence that I'm going to demo for you. You could even do a couple of rounds as your pre-run warm-up. You ready to play? Let's hit the mat. You're going to set yourself up towards the front end of the mat. Stand in parallel with your feet stacking underneath your hips. Tuck your tailbone under, pull your belly button in. As you do that, don't squeeze and contract too much through the glutes. Rather think of rooting softly through the feet. Find your grounding almost as if you were drawing up through the feet, and allow that energy to run up through the calves, up through the shins. Soften the knees, don't lock out the joints, and then pull up softly along the quads and the hamstrings. Float your hands to prayer as you come to the gentle mountain Tadasana. Take a big breath in, and on an exhale, float into a back bend, taking a nice little stretch through the lower abdominal cavity and the hip flexors. Come back to your start position in mountain with your hands in prayer. Take a big breath in, and on an exhale, float the left leg back and open up your arms into a beautiful T-frame, wiggling your front foot forward if you need to find a warrior 2 position, Virabhadrasana 2. Make sure that you've got knee over ankle. Keep those joints protected. Don't allow the knees to come in. Push them gently back, root through the foot, and find that engagement through the whole chain of the leg. Take a big breath in and float the arms alongside your body as you step up slightly through the back leg, so that both of your feet are looking to the front of the mat as you come into a little pyramid shape on the mat, keeping both legs in extension. Don't lock out the knees, keep them soft, so almost pull the kneecaps up and find that length, that pull up along the whole chain of the legs. From here, you're going to windmill your arms open again, stepping back slightly, but keeping that turnout position on the back leg as you set yourself up for a triangle, Trikonasana. Pretend somebody's tugging on your front arm, pop out the back hip, and hinge forward to place your lead hand on that shin. Don't push into the shin with your hand. Rather think of pushing up through the shin into the hand. Stay here, or maybe drop the hand a little bit closer to the floor if you can. Bring the top leg arm up so that it's flush with your ear, extending out through the hips and the hip flexors. Then see if you can raise the bottom arm up, extending through both arms and trying to find length out through the hips. Draw up, so rooting through the big toe and draw up through the entire chain of the leg. Soften through the lead knee and step back into a plank. Push the floor strongly away as you find your plank. Bend to the knees if you need some assistance. We're going to work a chaturanga to get down. Bend the elbows, but keep them hugged in towards your rib cage, trying to hover your body just off the mat for a second or two before gently releasing onto the belly. Legs soft and relaxed in parallel behind you, and the arms floating alongside your body, palms up with your forehead softly connected to the mat. Take a big breath in. Pretend you've got a little marble underneath your nose. Roll the marble away from you to the front of the mat and start peeling up through the ribs to hover the arms and the legs just off the mat, coming into a locust line, Salambasana. As you find your locust line, think of softening through the glutes and engage more through the quads, but more importantly, the hamstrings. stay or play. Bending one leg at a time, reaching for the front of your ankle, and then allowing the feet and the knees to float up higher to the ceiling. As you find your bow line, try and soften through the glutes. You won't be able to soften totally, but relax them and rather focus on the hamstrings. Make those your focus. Find your way back into your locust line. And then bend the elbows, place the palms alongside you on the mat and push back into a gentle child. Big toes together, knees open nice and wide. Tuck your toes under, float your butt up to the ceiling, find a down dog frame, and then take your dog for a walk, bending the alternate knee as you open up those tight little kinks behind the knees. Alrighty, swing up the right leg to the inside of the right hand. If the leg gets stuck on the mat, just corral that sucker and bring it forward. Relax your back knee. You can keep the toe tucked under or the foot flat, whichever you prefer. We're going to work a little dynamic hamstring stretch. Make sure that you've got knee over ankle on the lead leg. You're going to push back slightly with the hips, allowing your front toes to come up off the mat, extending the whole leg, and then coming back to your bent knee position. You're going to play dynamically. So you're not holding the hamstring stretch. You're using it dynamically to warm up the body before your run. So don't hold it. We're prepping and warming up the joints for our run. Alrighty, step up the back leg, coming back to your start position as you ragdoll up, hands in front of your heart. Flowing to the second round. This time we're just going to go for flow. Take a big breath in, take a little back bend. Focus on drawing up the whole time through your legs as you transition. Find your warrior two line. Then float the arms alongside your body, giving me a little step up into your pyramid, the whole time focusing on that engagement of your legs. Float back to your T-frame, keeping the back leg tucked at 45, setting up your triangle line, hinging forward, pushing up through the shin as you find your shape. Maybe dropping lower to the mat if you can, extending through the top arm, looking for length. Maybe floating the top arm up, arms softly in parallel. Soften through the knees and ease your way into a plank. Drop to the knees if you need support as you come down onto the belly. Find your way into locust, rolling that marble away, peeling up through the arms. As you come to your hovering position, soften the glutes and focus on your hamstrings. Stay or play. Don't V the knees out, keep them in parallel as you float the feet and the knees higher to the ceiling, focusing on relaxing through your glutes and engaging the hamstrings. Push back into child pose. Take a little time out. Ease your way into down dog and take it for a walk. Step up the left leg. Check your knee and your ankle alignment. Relax the back leg. And then move through your little hamstring stretch dynamically, bending and extending through the front leg as you drop the weight slightly back into the hips and come off center. Take a step to the front of the mat, peel up along the center line to rinse and repeat. If you are doing that little sequence pre-run, do at least 4 or 5 rounds. Get the heart rate going, get the blood pumping, and get the muscles in the body prepped for your run. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Shoot me your comments in the comments box, and remember to subscribe to my channel with your notification bell on. I shall see you all for playtime on the mat. Until then, keep it light.